I'm glad everyone can hear me. So a little about me. I did introduce myself on the page, but my name is Lauren Friedman. I've been coaching for a little over 5 years now. I have 3 kiddos and live in North Carolina. My husband's military. We're actually, this is the craziness behind me right now, is like we're working on welcome home signs. So I'm getting those together right now, but I have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I am super passionate about leadership and just kind of building that community and collaboration within a team. So I was super amped to be talking about it this week. I hope that I know that I saw a lot of different self-limiting beliefs and fears around leadership. And I'm hoping that by the end of the call tonight, you'll feel much more confident in who you are as a leader, and you'll have some action steps of what you can be doing moving forward. Because the thing is that when we don't feel confident as leaders, we tend to also not want to put out the opportunity as much. Sometimes we can hold ourselves back and self-sabotage from inviting to the opportunity because we don't feel confident enough in ourselves. So I'm hoping that this will help build that confidence so you guys can crush out the last couple weeks and we can hit those goals and get those wonderful, nice little bonuses paid out to all you hardworking folks. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And I'll be honest, I usually hate doing PowerPoints, but I felt like I needed to because all y'all were amazing with all your stuff these last weeks. But all right. So we're going to talk about some of these leadership myths, and we're going to debunk them today. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So first off, I want you to completely leave your rank at the door tonight. I don't care if you just signed up last month and hopped in this group because you're amazing and just jumped right in, or if you've been coaching for 6-7 years. It doesn't matter. Leadership doesn't have a rank. I think we tend to think that oh, I'll be a leader when I hit diamond, or oh, I'll be a leader when I hit 1-star diamond because I'll have another leader. In reality, the minute you sign up as a coach and you decide you want to be a part of your team, you are a leader in whatever respect that is, whatever it looks like to you. So don't feel like you need to be an experienced person. I know that is already covering a bunch of limiting beliefs there. You don't need to be experienced to be a leader on your team. You're here, you're a leader. If you're in that Strive to Shine group and you signed up, you're automatically a leader. You don't have a choice. What makes someone a good leader? So if you haven't gotten a chance yet, I'm going to have you do it now. But on the post today, I asked you to think about a couple of your leaders that you look up to, whether they don't have to be Beachbody coaches. They could be anyone that you view as a leader in your community. It could be a famous person that you don't even know. And write down, a couple of different traits that you think make them a good leader. And it's going to be subjective. Everyone's going to obviously feel a little differently about it, but I'd love for you to throw some of your thoughts in the chat of what you think makes someone a good leader. Sorry, I will go back, but everyone will know this. These are our limiting beliefs that we all posted up, but go ahead and start throwing those in there. Some of the ones I've seen so far, I even asked it on my social media today. Focus, they're supportive, duplicatable, clear, consistent, relatable, meeting people where they're at and finding what makes them special, caring, all different things I've seen. Of course, it's like not gonna want to let me see the chat. Rachel, will you hop on and tell me what people are chatting about? Because it won't let me pull it up.
Yeah, so we have someone who leads with vulnerability, authenticity, and a commitment to work alongside their team, being intentional, consistency, focus, relatable, confidence, being an example that they want their people to do, consistent, and follow through.
Awesome. Those are all perfect. So I also want to note here, does it say anywhere on there that they have to be a certain rank? Does it say anywhere on there that they have to have a certain amount of Success Club points? No. So even if you've never gotten a Success Club point on the board, you're still a leader if you are doing these other things. I was thinking about it today, and I feel like leading is a lot like parenting. I don't know how many of you guys are mothers or out there, but it's like any other relationship. It's like when you get married. It's like when you have kids, you're never going to be prepared enough. So those of you who are saying you're still learning, you haven't seen enough success yet, it's just like with any other, relationship. As I said, when you become a mom, even if you read every single book and every single training that you could get on being a mom, you're still going to have no idea what you're doing. And I feel like my son turned 6 and I still have no idea. Like, I'm 6 years into it and I maybe have a little more clue on some things, and then there's always something new. And it's the same thing with leadership. You're going to run into new things the further you get along, like things that I see now that I would have never thought about when I was first starting my business. So you learn and you grow and you adapt, like with anything else. So never let that hold you back from getting started and growing your team. It's the same concept. It's like any other relationship. It's going to be kind of tricky because everyone has different personalities, and you're going to have to learn how to work with different personalities. Even if you're attracting your tribe, people aren't always motivated by the same things. So just know that it's like any other relationship. You're never 100% ready for marriage because you never know what it's going to be like when your life is intertwined with someone else. So it's the same thing here. All right. I'm not enough. Obviously, as I'm stating here, you are enough. Everything that you need to be a leader, you already have. It's just whether you're feeling confident enough to share it. And what you're going to need to do to build that confidence is honestly to just show up yourself. Every time you grow yourself and you push yourself a little bit further, you're going to build more confidence in yourself, and that's going to come through in your leadership. So honestly, I always feel like if something scares you, you should do it. So do something that scares you a little bit, and it'll help build your confidence. So if you're feeling like you're not enough, or you're feeling like you're not confident enough, maybe that means you need to be sharing about this opportunity more if that's something you've been afraid of. Like maybe that means, tonight you'll go drop a post, or you'll do a story, or you'll share something about what this has done for you if you've been afraid. But doing something each day that kind of scares you, that'll also set the example for your coaches on your team if you do have teams or as you're growing. Not knowing how to get your coaches started. I think Amy posted last week about the new coach onboarding system. So that is something definitely take advantage of. I sent it out to literally my entire downline last week so that they have it, because you just never know. It's always good. I learned stuff going through it again, and it's very clear, and it doesn't take very much time. I feel like the longer you coach, the more you tend to overcomplicate the process. And so they do a very good job of keeping it very bare minimum and enough to get people started off. So don't feel like you have to know everything yourself. Use those third-party tools. Use, videos that you find, trainings, whatever. Everything out there at this point has been created at some point. There's very little that you need to create completely on your own unless you really are feeling the urge. So use those tools. Use your upline if you don't know where to find something, but don't feel like you have to know everything, because the business is constantly changing. Social media is constantly changing. There's always going to be, as I said, it's like motherhood. There's always going to be a new phase you're not really going to know about. So, so don't feel like you need to know everything. Dive in, learn later. That's a great way to go about things with your business. Not having time to lead a team. What I wanted to say about that one is everyone's coaching is going to look a little bit different to them. So some of us are here, some people, this is a part-time little hustle. Some people this is their full-time thing. And so if you are doing this part-time and you are worried about having time to lead a team, well, the big focus is you need to focus on your own business, and you need to be sharing how you fit coaching into your life. And that's what's going to attract people to your lifestyle. So if that's like a part-time side hustle, then share that part-time side hustle. If it's a full-time thing, share your full-time, and show people that it's doable and how you make it doable. So I hope that helps. You don't need to be a full-time coach to lead a team. There are plenty of coaches that work full-time and just kind of do this on the side, and that's what they show their team. So so you don't need lots of time. You just need to work smarter, not harder. Can't share about coaching without feeling salesy. That kind of goes along the same thing, showing how you're putting it into your daily life, showing how it impacts you. If you're in here, no matter what rank you are, coaching has brought you here for a reason. There's a reason why you are here on your team, and you're getting something, a reward out of being a coach, hopefully more than one reward. But sharing those things through your social media, through your stories, it doesn't have to be a big formal post. But, showing when you're on call, or showing how, I reached out to my clients today while I'm sitting in the preschool pickup line, or, I did this. Those are ways to be authentic and share about coaching without being a salesperson. Like, oh, you should join my team today. Just, showing it in a very organic, authentic way. And then only attracting discount coaches. I'm going to touch on this one a little bit later. But all right, now it's time to learn how to lead. All right, so our L is for level up. I know Rachel likes this one, but the speed of the leader determines the pace of the pack. So if you want to have a bunch of hard working boss babes working under you, then you better be like the biggest, baddest boss babe there is. You are going to set the tone for your team. I'm not saying that your team can't be successful if you're not a super hard hustler. Obviously, the other leaders on here, they don't have as active uplines as I've, had. And so they've built this without necessarily having that leadership in front of them. But for all intents and purposes, your team is going to focus on the things you focus on and stress. They're going to look at you to set that expectation of what they should be doing. So the biggest thing I can say about leveling up is I want you to take whatever you can write on, and Rachel, I might have you hop on and read off as people type in the chat section. What are some qualities you would think of when you think of your ideal coach? Your number one, it doesn't have to be someone who truly exists on your team, but when you think of that number one person that you want by your side, what are they doing? What are their traits? And feel free to drop them in the chat and share with everyone.
You want me to read them?
Yeah, if anyone drops any.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have, hold on, where'd it go? Whoa, they're going fast. Okay, motivated, positive, willing to do whatever it takes, hardworking, committed, resilient against negativity, focused on their goals and not the path it takes to get there, showing up and being consistent, committed, willing to fail and learn from their mistakes, personable, consistent, hardworking. So we get those. That's good. Someone who's working the business and is dedicated to their health and fitness and is being energetic and positive.
Ooh, I like that. So yes. So if you honestly take these qualities here and you take that list of those 3 things that you feel make someone a good leader, and you think you're I'm going to implement these things in your own business, there you are leveling up. So you want to level up yourself in the things that you find to be a priority so that your team sees that and they want to focus on the same things. So you can't expect your team to be super motivated and positive if you are super negative and not positive. If you want your team to be confident in how they share on social media, then you better be confident when you share on social media. Even if you don't feel it, fake it till you make it, leadership. But you need to be doing the things that you want to see them do. So if you want your team tracking what they're doing, then you better be tracking. Just think of it that you would never ask your team to do something that you wouldn't be willing to do yourself. So definitely, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter. Today, if you have 0 people on your team, still be that ideal coach, because that's what's going to attract people to be on your team. And you're already going to be setting that expectation up front of what you are wanting to see from them. And that will also help for those of you who are wanting more working coaches. If you're setting that example from the front and they see you working and they see that that's how it is and that's the environment, and that's going to also feed into getting more working coaches.
Hey, Lauren, can I add to that just real fast? It made me think of, so there's leveling up as far as activity goes, but there's also leveling up in your attitude. So if you have a sourpuss attitude about the business is hard, you're going to attract coaches that have a sourpuss attitude about the business is hard. So I really want you guys to analyze, like, what's your attitude and your mindset towards the business, because if it's a negative headspace, you're going to attract people who have the negative headspace. Like, I want to attract a team that's like, yeah, this crap is hard, and you know what? We're a freaking boss, and we're going to do it anyways, because that's what we do, and we learn and we grow together. Not like, oh my God, this is so hard. Somebody told me no, I'm going to go cry in the corner. Like, no, we're going to have good attitudes, good mindsets about this. So just wanted to add that. Okay, bye.
No, I love that. And it's definitely true. Honestly, I think mindset is everything with your fitness and with your coaching business. All right. E is for empower. This is my favorite topic because I feel like if you're like me and you start getting coaches on your team, you feel like you have to do everything for them and you need to be there for them 24/7. And you're a terrible leader if you're not doing, holding their hand and walking them through everything. And then, they stop working or whatever happens. And you're like, but I poured everything into this person. Why are they not doing it? Or why are they not going on their own to do power hours? And they only will do them when I do it with them. You need to empower your people. You do not have to be everything for everyone. I think we have to be, we have this like savior complex that we feel like we need to save people. We need to be more like Miss Belinda over here and letting Dorothy know that she had it within her all along. So we are there to guide and help people and help them, learn how to be empowered and resourceful. We're not there to do the work for them. And at the end of the day, nobody is going to be able, you're not going to be able to make your coaches work the business. They're going to have to work with the willing and meet people where they're at. And as I said, if you're leveling up and you're showing up, then that is going to inspire more action from people. But you don't want to, not only will it not feel good, but it's not enjoyable to feel like you're dragging people. All right? So it's so much more rewarding when you feel like you're going towards a goal with other people and you're linking arms with them versus I'm going to be dragging them. You guys are coming with me. We will all do this. So make sure you are empowering your leaders. I know for me that I've had times with my team where, I'll have a coach be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And by the way, sidebar, if you've ever thought about quitting the business, it's very normal. It's like, if you don't think about quitting, then you're not working hard enough. Then you're not pouring enough into this business, all right? So let me just put that out there. But, I've had coaches come to me and say, oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I can do this. And at first, I always I'm like a super nurturing person. I'm like a pearl personality. I'm all about the like touchy-feely, happiness and joy, unicorn vibes over here. So at first I'd just be like, oh no, like you're so wonderful. You just need to, and I would just completely feed into them. And then I would just hold their hand and do like, almost like spoon feed everything. And then as soon as I would have to, I'd try and like come back and preserve my energy and focus, then it would happen again. And eventually I realized that I was setting that pattern up myself. It was on me and the way I was leading. And so some of the harder conversations that I've had have been those for me, because I do not enjoy confrontation, and tough love is something that doesn't come natural to me. But those have been some of the most powerful moments on my team, is in terms of my leaders stepping up and, just learning kind of how to shift that mindset. Like what Rachel said, you're not going to be able to change your coach's mindset about how they feel about the business. You can only just lead the way by showing it yourself. All right. So just like I said with parenting, you can't control the other people. So learn how to empower them and be that force that shows them how they want to be empowered. A is for appreciate. All right. So your team is your family. All right. And just like with every family, everyone plays a role. So that includes your discount, VIP, whatever you want to call them, coaches. All right. So I think everyone will have a large amount of people who are discount coaches. It's just a higher percentage of people in general within Beachbody. So if you're sitting there thinking like, oh, well, I only have Sally Mae and my dad signed up and they're both discount coaches, that is a very normal statistic. There's nothing strange about it. I think the average is like 1 or 2 out of every 10 people maybe work the business. So just feel like you have to just keep going and setting that example. But a lot of it is you need to appreciate your people. Whether you appreciate your discount coaches just as much as you appreciate your workers. I try and treat our team as if it's a family and everyone has their role. So sometimes your discount coaches aren't going to, they're not going to be the ones hitting Success Club and, but they are going to be your lifers, which helps you with volume, which helps you with encouraging other participants. Like some of my VIP challengers I've been working with for like 4 or 5 years now, and they're the ones that are encouraging other people to stick with it. So never discount your discount coaches. I think a lot of times we just think, oh, I just have discount coaches, and then you just focus on your workers. But, recognize everyone, whether that's in your challenge groups or in your team page. Find ways to recognize them. So I've done it before where I've recognized team members who have had large transformations, or obviously if you're doing some sort of like participation recognition within your challenges, but making sure that you're not just recognizing only your working coaches. Because I know for me, like I was a discount coach for the first year I was a coach, and so you just never know. There's a lot of people I know on like the Team Phoenix. I know there's a lot of Team Phoenix people who were discount coaches for a long time before they started working the business, and then they have grown and become leaders and have done all the things. So and Megan herself, my coach, who's a superstar diamond and Legacy Club now, she was a discount coach for a year. So don't discount your discount coaches, because meeting them where they're at and respecting that, but also kind of showing them the amazingness of the community is what is going to get you working coaches. So don't ever discount someone just because they come in as a discount coach. That could be your next diamond, star diamond, rock star, and they don't even know it yet, and you don't even know it yet. And also, as far as appreciation go, recognition is huge. So whatever you recognize on your team is what they're going to see as important. So if you want your team hitting Success Club, then doing Success Club recognition. If you want your team rank advancing, like recognizing when people are recruiting or what's working for them. And volume is a big thing because you're trying to increase income, recognizing volume. So wherever you're putting the emphasis on, those are the things that it's going to set the tone for your team of what is important to you. So is anyone I don't know if anyone's in the comments because I can't see anything. So Rachel, you just like yell at me.
You're good. I'll let you know.
Thank you. D is for duplicate. As I mentioned before, we all love to make coaching seem really, really complicated, and we think of all the a million things that we need to do. And we do the same thing for leadership, by the way. But coming up with simple, clear systems. So when you're leading and you're trying to help direct a coach with a process of how they should do something, even when you're making decisions in your own business, I try and think about it now. Like, would I tell my coaches to do this? Would this be easily explainable or doable for them to do on a large scale? So, so always be thinking about when you're like creating your funnels of how you're bringing people in and stuff. Is this a way that you would teach your team to do it? Is it simple? So don't feel like you need to be a perfect rock star at training, because I already mentioned, like, Beachbody has incredible training that wasn't available like when we started. But there are so many, it has so many great things. And if you don't feel like strong about it, get them plugged into that training in the back office. Get them plugged into the Beachbody Champions page where they can be doing those live action hours when they have time. Like, that is such an awesome, there's so many great resources in the Beachbody Champions page that like we just totally ignore and because there's just so much in there. But you can be using that to, and just directing people there. That is leadership. You don't have to feel like you need to be leading 50 million power hours, or you need to be spending extra time teaching someone how to invite. There's stuff everywhere. So, being the example obviously is really important, but make sure whatever example you're setting that it's duplicatable. So it's the same thing with being available 24/7. If you make yourself available 24/7, then all your coaches are going to think that they need to be available 24/7, and that's going to stress them out, because especially if maybe you're working full-time and they work part-time, they might feel like they can't be a leader now because they don't have as many hours. So make sure that you're setting boundaries in a way that can be duplicated for other people. And it also, as I said, sharing that in your story. I think sharing coaching in your stories is a great way to kind of non-sales way show what you're doing as a coach, and show how it really fits into your life. So that is a great way to show your own team, your own coaches, what is possible for them without being crazy. You are a leader right now. So you can be leading yourself. As I mentioned before, be your ideal coach. What actions do you want to see from your ideal coach? Do them. Like, it's that simple. And I'm not saying you don't need, when I see ideal coach, I'm not saying perfect coach. Like, nobody said in there that they thought their ideal coach was going to be perfect and do everything right. So stop expecting that of yourself. All right. Just pick some qualities and things that are important. If it's consistency, then you focus on being consistent with whatever way you're tracking. If it's being positive, then it's sharing positivity every day. But walk that walk. Lead your clients. If you don't have any coaches, you have clients. You have people that are watching you on social media who are potential clients. So set your expectations. Use your social media, show people how you fit coaching in, how you fit your healthy lifestyle in. That is all leadership. And then enlist your clients and your VIP coaches to take active roles in your groups. So say, with your coaches, hey, like, do you mind doing a Motivation Monday every Monday and posting up a quote that speaks to you? I've done that before. And that gets them used to posting and doing the coaching activities without making them feel like, okay, now it's time for you to run a whole group by yourself. All right. So give them small bite-sized pieces. You can do the same thing with your discount coaches. Like, show them that it's possible and it's not crazy for them to do this. So say, you know what? You are such a great participant. Do you mind like shouting someone out each week that you see is participating a lot? Like, that would be awesome. So use, enlist those people in your groups to also take an active role. And that will also get them, if they're discount coaches, it might get them coaching. And if they are clients, it might get them interested in coaching because it'll seem much more doable. And then lead your team. So participate and share value. So whether you have a downline or not, it does not matter. All right. So you all have uplines because you're in here. So show up in your upline. Like, I'm pretty certain, knowing the other leaders in here, like they would not be offended if you show up and you add value in your team page. You know, most of us don't want it. Like, I hate when my team page literally is just me posting one after another. I'm like, all right, this isn't the Lauren show. This is a team. All right. So, you know, if you find something that works for you, or you want to celebrate something, you know, share it in your team. It will not only, if you do have coaches under you, it will help you be seen as more of a leader because you're showing up within your upline. It'll also show up to your upline that you want more leadership, of a leadership role, but it also will build your confidence as far as leading people. So even if you have 0 coaches under you today, I bet you anything there is some way that you can be adding value, or encouraging other people and participate in your upline team pages. Like, being a leader is not just I create posts and everyone likes them. It's, you know, when someone is posting a question, you answer it in the team page, or, you know, you're the one that goes and cheers someone on when they're sharing something that works for them. That is also leadership. So don't overlook those other ways that you can be leading within your team and participating. I know that seems like it takes up a lot of time, and maybe you're already doing it and you don't realize it, but that is being a leader. It's showing up and being a support for other people. So if you don't have a team, start there. That's how you're going to learn how to lead that team. If you do have a downline, teaching your team to participate on your team, that's also leadership. You know, having your team step up. Earlier this year, I took a step back from coaching, to be honest. I wasn't actively coaching as much. I was basically taking care of the people I had. And I think it ended up being a blessing in disguise at the time, because I had a lot of people in my team who just stepped up and were taking leadership roles and putting together team cup teams and doing things on their own. And I don't know if they would have felt empowered otherwise. So that is my key thing. You don't need any permission from anyone to be a leader. Empower yourself right now. You are a leader, and your team needs you. Your upline needs you. Your downline needs you. Just to show up and share what's working for you. You don't need to know everything. And you will, like, investing that time into collaborating and into your community, it's going to pay you back, because you will build confidence. And when you build your confidence, it leaks into everything, not just your coaching business, but also your, you know, the way you post, the way you talk about the opportunity, the way you are on your team, the way you are in your fitness journey. It all is tied together. It's all one thing. So I am happy to answer any questions. That is the end of my rant about leadership talk. I'll get out of the.
You're awesome, Lauren. You did so good. I loved it. That was so helpful. I want to add on one thing that I've been a coach for a few years, and I feel like I've gone through several seasons of unintentional cleaning house within my team. Not in a bad way. It's just like we have had cycles of coaches that were working the business and then didn't, and then new coaches and then didn't. And I feel like in the last year, everything has shifted. And the one thing that I find to be so attractive in a strong leader is energy. And I think the energy, mentioned this earlier, but I think the energy that you put out as a leader is what's going to attract the kind of people that you want to attract, both within your community and your challenge groups, but also in your team and in your coaching business. And so now I'm surrounded by a team of women that I love and really want to be with, and I want to go hang out with them every day, and it makes me excited to talk to them. And that's the shift, because I feel like that energy, that excitement that I have as a leader is what attracted them to me, and now we get to be besties. And I just really want to challenge you guys as we head into this last couple weeks of this Strive to Shine group. And, I really want to shout out, I don't know if she's still on here, Courtney. So Courtney, she was on here earlier. There she is. She is on here. So Courtney is not even in the Strive to Shine group. She signed up a week ago and has already signed up 5 coaches, 6 coaches, something insane. She didn't know what she's doing. She's one of those that just just started sharing and was like, I'm going to do this. She shared a Rachel Hollis video in the team page today. Like, you don't have to know how to be a good leader. Have good energy and just start taking action as a leader. Create your own team page and start posting in there for no one. I led team calls with myself to practice how to lead a team call. Like, you literally just have to do it before you know how to do it. And I can guarantee you, if you talk to your upline about it, that they're probably going to be like, girl, yes, let's do this together. So, and if you don't have an upline that's active, I feel you. That's my situation. And it's just an excuse to not do anything. You just become the leader that you wish that you had. So remember that your energy is where everything stems from in this business. And as we head into this last push with Strive to Shine, keep your energy and your attitude and your mindset at an all-time high. I have been, anybody struggling with that, like the last 2 weeks, you feel like you're kind of, okay, so you're not alone. I always see some hands up from the ground. I have felt that the last 2 weeks. I've been sick and I've had 2 sick kids and my husband was traveling. So I've had all these life situations that could either like totally derail me from my goals, or I can say, look, I am finally feeling better. I went live on my team page and I said, look guys, I struggled the last 2 weeks. I didn't reach my goals. Here is how I'm going to make this week different. And you have that opportunity. Like, there's nothing that says you can't crush it the next couple of weeks and finish this strong. So I just want you to rewrite that script, that whatever you're facing in your business, you get to choose how you handle it. And you can choose energy and joy and excitement and pushing through the hard, or you can choose to let it steal the joy of reaching your goals. So just wanted to share that. That's it. Oh, sorry.
No, I love that. And it's definitely so true. I think leadership and just creating a community is huge. And I think even just this Strive to Shine group, I mean, like, we could have all been like, oh, I'd rather I'll just try and run it with my own team. And guess what? It wouldn't be as good because we all do better when we work together. That's kind of the whole thing with Keep Beachbody in general. So, learning from different people, we all grow. So don't be afraid to share, because I bet you anything, someone else on your team is going to relate to what you are struggling with, what you've overcome, and that's going to help them. And it might help them more than something your leader posts, because sometimes what people need to see is someone else who isn't their, like, the leader posting what they need to hear. So be sharing, be a leader on your teams. And I'm excited to be dropping some more leadership stuff this week for you guys.
Awesome. All right. I'll post the recording. If you guys have any questions, let us know, but let's make this week a good one. I'll put the recording in the page. Okay. Great job, Lauren. You're amazing. All right. Bye, guys.